Alright folks, this is my first time with this character, killing the end boss down here in Bitterblack. My pawn that I made is Tyranny, and I've rented Travolta, which is funny, and Murty, I don't know how they're pronouncing it. Now, this first kill is completely doable. I guess that is a grand door. It takes a little bit longer, around 5, maybe 10 minutes or so, when you're a Magick Archer for the first one, if you've built yourself up in the way that I have. Later, it will get much faster to where you can take this end boss down insanely fast, in mere seconds to a minute. Of course, that's once you get the Blackwing bow for the Magick Archer class from farming this end boss, and of course his second reincarnation. Such a cute little feller. Okay, Tyranny. She's gonna hold him. Oh, I think she's winning. Alright, so there's two main strategies that I use for this boss. First, you stack Magick Rebalancer by casting it 4 times in a row. And then I pummel him with 6-fold bolt, which luckily I found a ring that turns my 6-fold into 9-fold bolt. Now, later, the second strategy that I'm speaking of is I will cast Immolation, which does really big fire damage.
You've met him.
Hey, let me go. Let me out. It does really high fire damage on the enemy, and you grab onto him and just keep stabbing him with your daggers.
When he came to face the dragon, he was given a choice too hard, too cruel to make.
Hey now.
He could live with neither answer, and so he offered only a curse in reply. Those words saw him become the monster he is now. In granting him the cursed form he chose, the worm had held to its bargain. And I would...
She was the price. Oh dear.
I was his pawn, and his beloved besides.
Here's where the farming the wake stones come in handy.
Please, you must free him.
Which I spoke about in a previous video of this series. Recast my Magick Rebalancer. I always keep it stacked up. Oh, it is. Okay. Was that Travolta? Let's just take his face off.
Be cast into nothingness.
Here we go. Right on the head. Hit points are flying down. There we are. Ninefold. And you can see, I kind of have him immobilized. This is called holding him from afar. Okay, I just made that up.
Let your iron will be as a hammer to shatter the bonds of hate that keep him here. And if freedom is beyond his reach, pray offer him at least a peaceful end.
Alright.
This strength. Is this the temper of your will? You have seen the world for the meaningless cycle that it is. Yet even still,
Stand as far from that tear as you're able. It's a bit uncertain.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you learned new techniques against your foe.
It's overwhelming.
Strike the head. Okay. Immolation time. Let's jump on him and watch the hit points fly down once I... Oh, hang on, almost.
Please, sir, I beg you to help him.
Once you do
Lead your
cling
will
on there,
prove the stronger and crush the bonds of enmity that hold him.
you can stay on for a pretty long time with immolation.
Still-hearted kinsman, you have my thanks. To destroy is simpler than to create, and harder still is to see aught to fruition, to end it rightly. The infinite chain is yours, Arisen, to grant measure, to give what shape you will. And I, at last, can step beyond its span. My brethren, dearest Aura.
Thanks for protecting me, Tyranny. That was mighty sweet of you. And as you can see, took about 5 minutes.
We have triumphed.
We have triumphed. And now you pick up all your goodies. And get your Bitterblack
Side fills this pond.
I'll heal your wounds.
loot. I always like to go around
this?
and get all the treasures. There's always consumables to be found in here.
What's this?
Oh, nothing much. I jump up here and take a glance at that beautiful sky. At That's prettier than the Northern Lights. Come, girls.
Treasure, perhaps?
Yes,
This
perhaps.
looks interesting.
Yay! Bitterblack goodies. And you get to trot your way out.
I've learned of this area.
I feel familiar with this area now.
Oh,
Shall we
good.
make for the surface? We'll not be able to return straight away, but...
Yes, let's make it to the surface. We shall return later. We don't need to return straight away anyway. Search for treasure.
I fancied myself a strong man. Strong enough to protect someone. Strong enough to love someone. I longed to prove it. To myself as much as any other. Longed to show that I could give aught back and not simply take. And yet, in that moment, I chose to cast it all away. Though I cursed the world, what was writ true in my soul was an apology to you and our master who fostered a soul within you.
You have not left to prove, my sweet. For I have known your love, and know it still. I have e'er wished nothing more than to share in your world, be it within the endless chain or beyond. Let us find our place together.
Oh my, aren't they sweet? I love the writers of this game.